Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Alyssa, and today I have for you, if you like palette bingos, if you like spring makeup, if you like people using nothing new, just, makeup they've had, then this might be the video for you. So, I have a 4 Seasons project pan that I have going on year-round. It started last fall, and we're in the spring season. I pick certain makeup items that make me think of the season that I would want to wear, that time of year. Not that it's the only makeup I'm wearing, just sometimes I want to be seasonal, and it's nice to have a little bit of a curation. So sometimes for eyeshadow, I have a palette. Sometimes I've just done singles, and sometimes it's both. So this time I have my Sickly Sweet palette and also some singles. So I am going to do palette bingo and treat this as one giant palette. So this is numbers 1 through 25, and this is 26 through 30, and I'm just gonna go left to right. I know for a lot of palette bingos, people will do 5 shades, but I don't always like to have that many different colors at one time on my eye. I mean, sometimes I end up with it, but I usually prefer on the lower side, like 3 or 4 as the main kind of thing to really appreciate it. Otherwise, I feel like I just kind of cheat and start mixing them and stuff. So I'm gonna draw 4. We're gonna see how it turns out. If I feel like I need some sort of 5th shade, then we'll get to that point. So I've got my random number generator. So here we go. 1 through 35. I got number 8. So I guess I will start swatching so we can kind of keep track here. And I'm wearing black, partially because I just like wearing black, but also I figure it would match with whatever colors we get. All right, so number 8 is this pink shade, Cotton Candy. So we already are starting off well by having a shimmer. In the back of my hand is kind of dry, so, not giving it the best shot, but here we go. All right, next shade, number 6. Okay, that's a blue shade called I'm Fine. I think what I might also do is if I don't get a shade from the singles palette, then I might just go ahead and do a shade from there. So maybe that would be my 5th shade if that's what happens. All right. Number 10. Oh, we've got Rosy Cheeks. Always happy with the pink. Okay, so far. All right, let's see what number 4 is. Oh, 35, there we go. Oh no. Well, I'm holding it upside down just so, the cover and all that. It's the green. Oh well. It's probably like my least favorite shade of everything here, but I guess I get to pair it with colors I do like, because I'm not always a big blue person, but I do actually like the pastel blues with this Sickly Sweet palette. And I mean, I have to say, this was all, remember, like a spring panning thing. You really can't get much more spring than this. So I think I have an idea about what I want to do. And I am just going to stick with the 4 shades, because then, like I said, I feel like I can really appreciate, like you'll see all 4 shades. So let's see how it goes. All right, so I don't have to use a white base for these pastels, but I do find that just with any pastels, it is kind of helpful, so why not? And it helps me use this stick that I have. I've sometimes just been using that as a base, just without even like my regular Milani eyeshadow primer. I'll just sometimes use it. And it's actually been working fairly well. And sometimes I've been doing the black as like a dark base, kind of setting things up like that. So yeah, just trying to play around with the makeup and do things differently just to make it more fun. I'm sort of all over the place with my makeup. I decided to go ahead and do like some of my face, which is just like cheek products. This is actually using the blush that I'm trying to work on. I'm still trying to get a feel. Today I actually used my fingers instead of using a brush. I used too much though. Oh, and I put it directly on my face instead of mixing with concealer. Once I put powder over, we'll see how it goes. But I think I should have just done, I did like 2 dots or something. I probably should have just done 1. So, you know, but we'll see. And I also have some highlighter on that I am working on in other things. All right, so that is on. I guess I could have taken it all the way across. Maybe I should actually, because I'm thinking about doing the pastels as my crease colors, having the shimmer, and then on the lid, and then the green as a liner. Although I was also thinking about putting it on the lower lash line too, as a pop, and then maybe just doing liquid liner on the top. Well, that's an idea. Although, here's the thing, the liquid liner I bought, let's see, pink or, I might actually do pink on the outer and blue on the inner. So let me swap. So I've been using a microfiber cloth just to kind of make sure there's no actual pigment on the brushes instead of, whatchamacallit? Well, I mean, I'm washing them every week, but, oh, I like that. It's a nice pop of like a hot pink. What am I trying to say? Instead of like, some people use like those like silicone little brush cleaners and stuff to get the extra color off, but I feel like that might be rough on brushes. I don't know, maybe it's not. But I also don't own one, and I realized like, well, what about, like I have all these makeup erasers and it works really well for that. And also like if I'm like using my fingers and I just like, you know, it's just kind of my thing. And then every day or so, then I just throw those in to get washed, and I have a bunch of them anyway, so it's not a big deal. So but yeah, so like I said earlier, I have like blush and some highlighter on. I have not done anything with my hair. It got really windblown when I was taking the kids to school. Well, I was taking them to school, but then I was also taking myself because I had to wrap up. The kids get to do, all the grades get to do clay projects each year. And so I was wrapping up the completed ones for my younger kids' class to be able to take home. Well, to take it home tomorrow, but yeah, I was doing that. And then for my older kid, I had done that art class yesterday. So I needed there was painting involved, so the stuff needed to dry before we could hang it up. And so I had the bright idea of asking the teacher if I could do push pins instead of doing, she normally has everything getting stapled and put up. I think I know why, because I gave myself a blister. The push pins did not want to go into the wall. I figured if staples could go in, then yeah. So I don't know. The teacher last year that I would do stuff with, she had paper clips that you would kind of slide the things in, and it worked, but like it wasn't always perfect. And I mean, I guess everything for hanging stuff has its problems. I think I'm gonna wet my brush. Hopefully I didn't wet it too much. Oh yeah, I love this shimmers in this palette. They're so sparkly. But yeah, so I don't know, that was not awesome. It took way longer. I'm having to like stand up on these tables in a very precarious way, because you, I guess, can't necessarily tell, but I am not tall. So, yeah, and then like the push pins are falling because it's like I push it in and I think it's in, and then it falls out later, but then it's on the ground, so I have to like try to find it, and yeah, so I don't know. I'm also tempted, like I said, to try the paper clip thing that the teacher did last year, so maybe for the next month's art lesson I'll do that. Well, this is just a really lovely look so far. Let me add a little bit more of the pink. But yeah, so I did that. The wrapping the clay stuff went more smoothly than I thought. I actually found this paper bubble wrap because there was regular, I wanted to do gift bags, but none of the stores around me have the cheap gift bags where you buy like, you know, a whole bunch of them for I don't know, like let's say like it ends up to like 50 cents a bag or something like that. I don't know, just all the bags were like at least $1 or $2 or more. And I'm like, I'm not spending that. It's for a whole class of kids. Like that would be a lot of money for something that's probably just gonna get thrown out anyway. And so then I saw bubble wrap. I'm like, well, that could be a good idea to like, keep it protected. Because also with the bag, I remember the kids like carrying it and you've got this heavy clay thing. And if you're just holding it by the handles and don't support it, it sounds like it could break through. So, you know, I don't want that to happen because then it would shatter and we'd have very sad children. So yeah, I was like, bubble wrap would be good. And then I saw the paper bubble wrap and I'm like, oh, that would actually be better because the teacher, well, we live in Washington. Washington is very environmentally conscious of things. And so, you know, paper would be the more environmentally friendly choice than the plastic bubble wrap. So I did that, but it does cost more. But it was actually really nice. It was like kind of perforated that you could just have these sections and they were the perfect size to wrap each of the clay bowls. And all right, gotta do do I have an eyeliner brush ready? No. Let me grab, which one don't use? Can't find it. Oh, goodness. Oh no, it is here. All right. The green. All right. Do I want to do it? It's so nice the way it is. Why have to add the green? All right, I'll do it in the lower lash line and see if I also want to do it on the upper. But yeah, so it costs more to get the paper bubble wrap. But like I said, you know, environmentally friendly, all of that. And I'm wrapping the stuff up outside the classroom and the kids had been coming out to line up for, I don't know, they were going somewhere else or doing some activity, whatever. And, you know, some of the kids, like when I started, they'd actually come out multiple times. And the first time, like most of the stuff was not wrapped yet. And so they were just kind of, you know, oohing and awing over there. Because, you know, the stuff is all actually fired. So the glaze, like when you paint the glaze on, if you haven't done it before, it just looks really like dusty and not the prettiest. And then when it actually gets fired and it gets that glossy and the color goes from like a pastel into this really vibrant type of shade. And so the kids were, you know, understandably excited to see it. I had to tell them to kind of, you know, leave them alone and join your line, do what you're supposed to be doing, you know. But like they were fine. Like they weren't like, well, it actually was the same kid, wasn't it? It might have been. I'm trying to remember. There was one kid who was like taking their pen or pencil and like kind of banging a bit on one of them, like kind of, and I was like, let's not break anyone's thing, like, and then someone, like I said, it might have been the same kid, but when I'd had them packed up, then I put my supplies back in my bag, but some of it was like sticking out. And the one kid is like drawing on the bubble wrap and like trying to like do that. And I'm like, I mean, I didn't lose my temper or anything, but I was speaking very sternly and just kind of like, it's not yours. You should not be touching it. Why are you trying to break something, you know, of someone else's? You know, I spent a lot of money to get these so that I could wrap this stuff up for your class. And so I did get an apology. You know, I didn't say you need to apologize. He did. So, you know, I mean, that's good. But it's like, come on, why? You know, but sometimes, you know, especially when it's other kids that do this stuff, I just remind myself that it's like, you know what, it's not my child. And, you know, so thank goodness I don't have to. I mean, obviously, like these are the kids that are going out into the world. And so, you know, you want people to be decent and all that. And so hopefully this child will, you know, be better and not always acting like that. But yeah, like if it had been my kid, so my kid is not perfect. Both of my children are not perfect. They know that, you know, and sometimes I feel like your children have flaws that you can kind of handle. I mean, they might still be annoying and they have things like that, but there's other kids where it's like, oh, if my kid did that or it was like that, I don't know how I would handle it. And so it's like, you know, the flaws that my kids have, I can still like them. So I feel like that's important. Whereas, you know, like some of these other kids, it's like, I don't really like you. You know, I'm not necessarily going to go out and say that like I hate you or some strong feeling like that, but I'm glad you are not my child. So that's all I have to say for that. Okay. I would have preferred it without the green. I'm trying to decide if I would like want to do something like I don't want to mess up this like cotton candy sky type of moment happening up here. All right, what else should I do? But yeah, I did use all the colors. It is interesting though how the green turned out so dark. I wonder, could I use, let's see, let me use a smaller brush. I'm wondering if I blend it out. I'm going to start with the blue, but if I don't feel like it's blending it out, I might actually try, oh no, this might be okay. I was gonna say I could try a pastel green, which might be cheating to bring in another color, I don't know, but we'll start by using just the blue. And yeah, I think I like it a little bit more blown out like that. Now what's also interesting though is that this is the same blue as this blue and I feel like it's looking really different. I like both. Like this is more of a just, I don't know, a more desaturated and this almost looks teal and maybe that's because of the green. Yeah, I bet it is actually. So, okay. All right, fine. The green provided something fun for the blue. I might have gotten a little too far down with this one. All right, let's see. What can do I have a clean brush? I mean, I have many clean brushes, but which one do I want to use for? I'm gonna use this one. All right, just kind of dust some of it away. Okay. Yeah, I like that actually a lot now. Okay. All right, that was what I needed. Let me bring back a little bit more of the pink. I just feel like I keep kind of losing it with these other colors in some ways. So I'll just kind of pack it on there a bit. I can never have too much pink. So yeah, I am tempting fate though with the eyeliner because the one time I wore it where my eyes watered from allergies or whatever it was, it ran all down my face. I've never had eyeliner normally it's like maybe just taking it away and so I just have like a gap or something is like the worst, but never to have it like, yeah. So if it does, then I'm just gonna have to get a different eyeliner because yeah, that's not, my eyes water all the time, whether I'm cold, whether it's allergies. It's usually one of those. Let me go ahead and put on my face powder and then we can figure out if there's anything else I want to do. Oh, I need to, so normally when I do my makeup, not for these videos obviously because I'm recording myself, but normally if it's just me doing my makeup, I'll have on like the YouTube videos that I'm watching and then I'm doing my makeup and I am naked and I wait to do clothes because like this kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't want to get things all over my clothes and I don't have to worry about it if I'm not wearing my clothes. Also, like I don't always know what eye look and stuff I want to do and so I might wait to pick out what I'm going to wear. I mean, sometimes if I'm doing something where I know Like if I'm teaching something, I might plan to wear a certain shirt because of the weather. And, you know, if it's, let's say we're doing painting or something that's gonna be messy, I'm gonna like wear certain things that I can wash easily or, you know, get stuff out of easily, that sort of thing. Okay. I think actually the blush might be okay, because this is the type of lighting where if it was too much, I would see it. And I feel like it is fine. So maybe I can get by with doing the 2 dots, but I might just try one and go, you know, start with that. All right. I'm gonna skip mascara because I did the liner and that's enough for me. I'm gonna do, so my brows, just doing my usual that I've been doing where I kind of dip in my Pan That palette, the gray and the maroon, but I'm too far from my mirror right now. So let me do this. And I just kind of fill it in a little bit. That's all. For kicks, I'm gonna try out using this lipstick that I have with the gloss on top. So this was technically for winter, but I considered bringing it in for spring again. But I've also just really, I feel like gotten in the habit of wearing it so much. I mean, I don't know what, I would like to finish it this year. I'm trying to make that a thing where if I buy a lip product that I finish it in the year or so, because, you know, basically if I can't finish it in a year, then maybe I shouldn't be buying it. Maybe I have too many lip products. So that's kind of where that is. This gloss should not take me that long to use up because I just got it, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of how glosses can be. So, you know, I guess that's a good thing. Oh yeah, it's definitely bringing out the pinkiness of that lip color. So perfect. All right, let me go ahead and fix this up a little bit more. Okay, finished look. I just kind of, you know, brushed my hair essentially. I did actually go back and use that pink shimmer as an inner corner highlight. It's a little bit, it's not quite what I would want. So I just wanted to show you though, like how it is like that. And then if I was really trying, I might actually bring in, ooh, actually I'm wondering if I brought in this blue shade from a different palette, would that kind of cool it down? Oh, that might work to make it more of like a white. Cause it was like too much pink for like right there when I had like transition with the blue and stuff. All right, this might work better. So I know technically I'm, you know, cheating because I'm using something else, but whatever. I could have just like, you saw, you know, the thing, I could have called it done and, you know, just done this off camera, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it here. What is this? I don't know. I guess I didn't blend something in well. Anyway, all right, yes. I like that better. So the palette bingo went actually really well for the colors I got. So maybe I will do it again it's not that I'm ever not inspired, especially by this palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette that I own. There's like so much though that I can do with it, I feel. And so sometimes that can be just decision fatigue of, gosh, I don't even know where to start because I like every color, I think, in here. So yeah, so this was kind of fun because it, you know, picked the colors for me, and just goes to show I really could basically mix any colors here and get some sort of look. Like maybe that should be something where I tried to pick colors that wouldn't go together and see what would happen. All right, we'll see. Maybe I'll do that. But anyway, I hope that this was fun for you to watch. Thank you so much for joining me. Until my next video, I hope you'll be doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye.